You're going to give me the drugs for the toxo only. You are going to test me for HIV under a false name. You are going to test me for cancer and anything else that could have done this to me. If I have cancer, I will deal with it. But I do not have AIDS.
No pills.
What's going on?
The antiretrovirals aren't working.
Why not?
Because you don't have AIDS. First test was a false positive. Happens one time in every 5,000.
You ran a second test.
Yeah. You're still dying. The only difference is now we don't know why.
Kidney and liver cysts are both benign, and the lymph nodes all came back clean.
His left armpit node has antibodies for CD11.
Well, not enough to indicate lymphoma.
We never tested for hairy cell leukemia.
No, but we would have picked it up somewhere else besides one lymph node.
And his spleen isn't enlarged.
Size isn't everything. The spleen is the mother lode for hairy cells. Let's cut it open.
You can't biopsy his spleen. It'll bleed like stink.
In the senator's condition, a spleen biopsy could easily cause sepsis and kill him.
Why do you do this to me? Now, if I kill him, I can't tell the judge I had no idea of the risks involved.
His brain is turning into mush, and he's at risk for more infections. We have to do it.
See, that'll sound much better in court. Okay, go tell our human pin cushion we'll be sticking him one more time. It's positive for Epstein-Barr.
So what? Doesn't point to hairy cell. It's irrelevant.
Hey. You didn't fall off the swings when you were 8.
6.
Ever.
Take that back.
We have to talk. You had an epileptic seizure. That's how you bit your tongue.
I haven't had a seizure since I...
What medication did you take?
No seizure since I was 6. No drugs since I was 10.
Yeah, that's it. Don't worry about what the question is. Don't worry that you're starting to feel dizzy. Just stay on message.
My mother used to call it. Find something.
Phenytoin?
Yeah.
Okay, you're okay. It's okay. Everybody lies. He took phenytoin. That drug, with the Epstein-Barr virus, is associated with common variable immunodeficiency disease. T cells down, B cells down, keeps you from forming enough antibodies. See, the antibodies are basically your defensive line. And your brain is like the quarterback. And then the fungi are like blitzing linebackers, plunging up the middle. Your lungs are like... Okay, you got 2 quarterbacks.
CVID? That's a type of immunoglobulin deficiency. I said that.
Yeah. Well, it was a stupid idea when you said it. Then he got the respiratory problem, and he tested positive for Epstein-Barr.
Well, it's pretty much a childhood disease.
It's another reason why Chase's suggestion was idiotic. He got it when he was a kid. Didn't get any symptoms until now. It happens. It gets triggered by stress, like public speaking.
So you're basing your diagnosis on a virus that's relatively common and a drug he took 30 years ago.
Start the senator on IV immunoglobulin stat. If he gets better, I'm right. If he dies, you're right.
It's not working.
I know. Started him back on the pain meds. Which means you can leave.
My son was right. I've tried for so long to protect him from... But I'm the one who's been selfish. This is no way for him to live.
Until we get an answer, it's the only way.
There is no answer.
There's always an answer.
Then what is it? He's been here 4 days. 3 suicide attempts. You don't have an answer. When I saw you, when I saw the cane, I thought, thank God, doctor will understand. Because I sure as hell don't. My husband thinks it's over. So look me in the eye. Tell me you'd want to live like that. Then stabilize him. Get him in decent enough shape for the drive home. So he can finally...
Okay. Lock up on your way out. Don't touch the piano. Testicles. What do they make you think of?
STDs, testosterone issues, that summer on Fire Island?
Oh, so close. Correct answer is epilepsy.
Epilepsy doesn't cause chronic pain.
It does if it spreads to the sensory region of the brain, then rewires the pain neurons.
Would have shown up on an EEG.
Not if the seizures are in a place you can't see on an EEG, a place too deep in the brain, like the area that controls the muscles supporting the...
testicles.
Feels like you got kicked in the nuts, doesn't it? The abdominal pain, how it all started. It wasn't the stomach. It was lower, right?
It's everywhere.
When it first started.
It started in the stomach. Cramps.
You know, like bad gas or a permeating pain. Like your kidneys were being pulled out through your scrotum.
Why?
Because epilepsy is treatable.
And you should know, while no transplant committee will say this openly, they'll never grant an organ to someone working in your profession.
You're saying I have to change jobs? You're medically advising me to change jobs.
Hank, if you're too sick...
She wants me to have some kind of religious conversion. She's practically salivating over it.
I'm just being candid about...
Well, so you don't think I'm scum? Just some committee thinks I'm scum.
That your lifestyle has risks.
You work around more sick people and germs and blood than I do. I'm not gonna live my life afraid like my parents did. Barely letting me play outside, and God forbid that I get a scratch.
I'll talk to him. He'll calm down and realize that this is the...
No, I won't. Why does everyone want to dictate the way I live my life?
Because the way we're living it is gonna kill you.
What's that mass? Gallstone?
Can we magnify ×5? That's not a gallstone.
This liver's completely filled with worms.
How'd I get a parasite?
Most likely through sexual activity, but we can't be sure.
And what's the treatment?
2 mebendazole pills.
That's it?
You'll be fine. Your liver too. Go back to your lives.
I thought you said those 2 pills was all he needed. Lungs are filling with fluid.
Suction him and get him on oxygen.
Patient's lungs are severely compromised. Liver's still failing.
Worms could easily have been a coincidence. Almost be surprising if he didn't have them.
Which means it could be a hematological problem plus cardiomyopathy.
Nope. Neck veins are flat. Precordial exam was normal.
What if it's lymphoma? Peritoneal carcinomatosis explains the liver failure. Paraneoplastic syndrome explains everything else.
Lymphoma it is.
He's peeing blood. BP's rising.
Heart rate's up to 250. He's going into cardiac arrest.
Charging. Clear.
He's bleeding out.
His body's completely giving out. Charging. Clear.
Long passes. Wild guesses. Anything.
Hypopituitarism? Could cause multi-organ failure.
His thyroid hormone wasn't completely normal.
Renal cell carcinoma.
Renal ultrasound was clean.
I'd say a leukemic leukemia. Marrow's not making enough normal cells.
Ablate the patient's bone marrow. Find him a donor match.
You want to nuke the patient's marrow? He had no evidence of being anemic or immune compromised when he was admitted.
Perfect white count as well.
Ablation could kill him or leave him defenseless against an infection that could.
Well, then come up with something better. He may as well die while we're treating him. Okay with you if I bring the other candidates into the loop now? Takayama here.
It's me and 13. Stop the ablation.
Because?
Those thread worms. Why would his body have gone to hell just hours after they were gone?
The worms weren't hurting him. They were helping him. He has extraintestinal Crohn's. He got it from being raised in too clean, too overprotective of an environment.
It's the hygiene hypothesis. Why there's so much autoimmune disease in the developed world and almost none in the developing world.
The worms were keeping the Crohn's in check, teaching his immune system what it should have learned from eating dirt growing up.
Once you killed them, it started killing him.
So his life of filth wasn't the problem. The clean living was. Let's start him on methylprednisolone.
And some helmets.
Worms. Cool, huh? Best out of 3?